A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a bold and controversial move, President-elect Donald Trump has announced plans to impose significant tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico, sending shockwaves through the Canadian economy and raising concerns about the future of U.S.-Canada relations. The proposed tariffs, which could reach as high as 25%, have been framed by Trump as a necessary measure to combat illegal immigration and drug trafficking, particularly the flow of fentanyl into the United States. This announcement comes at a time when the Canadian oil industry is experiencing unprecedented growth, with exports to the U.S. hitting record levels. In 2022, Canada exported nearly $160 billion worth of energy products to the U.S., most of which consisted of crude oil, refined products, and natural gas. With crude oil exports alone reaching approximately 4 million barrels per day, the implications of these tariffs could be dire for both nations. Ontario Premier Doug Ford expressed grave concerns, stating that such tariffs would be devastating to workers and jobs in both countries. The Canadian-American Business Council echoed these sentiments, warning that the tariffs would harm businesses on both sides of the border. The interconnected nature of the U.S. and Canadian economies, particularly in the energy sector, makes the potential for economic fallout significant. Canada is the primary source of heavy crude for U.S. Gulf Coast refineries, which rely heavily on Canadian oil due to sanctions on Venezuela and Russia. The proposed tariffs could disrupt this critical supply chain, leading to increased gas prices and potential job losses in the U.S. energy sector. In response to Trump's announcement, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau reached out to Trump for a conversation that was described as constructive. Trudeau emphasized the importance of maintaining a strong trade relationship and indicated that he would meet with provincial and territorial leaders to discuss strategies for navigating the evolving trade landscape. Canadian Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland and Public Safety Minister Dominic LeBlanc issued a joint statement affirming Canada's commitment to border security and its ongoing efforts to prevent the illegal flow of opioids into the U.S. Despite the rising concerns, some in the U.S. have voiced support for Trump's tariff strategy. Billionaire hedge fund manager Bill Ackman praised Trump for using tariffs as a tool to achieve economic and political outcomes that align with his America First policy. However, the overwhelming sentiment among Canadian leaders and businesses is one of alarm. The Canadian Chamber of Commerce's president, Candice Lang, remarked that the relationship between the U.S. and Canada is shifting, and Canada must adopt a more assertive stance in response to these threats. As the situation develops, the potential for escalating tensions between the two countries looms large. The proposed tariffs could not only disrupt trade but also strain diplomatic relations, which have historically been characterized by cooperation and mutual benefit. Industry experts warn that the impact of these tariffs could ripple through the economy, affecting gas prices in major markets such as the Great Lakes, Midwest, and Rockies, where Canadian oil is processed. With the 2024 presidential election on the horizon, Trump's tariff threats could become a key issue in the campaign, with implications that extend far beyond the borders of the United States. The stakes are high, and as both nations grapple with the potential fallout, the future of U.S.-Canada relations hangs in the balance. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.